Right, so welcome back to the channel. Now, if you are new around here or you just have not done so already, be sure to scroll on below the video and press that red button that says subscribe, and while you're down there, hit that like button, as it does massively help out the channel. But today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about money within GTA 5 Online, specifically around the summer DLC or the summer update, whichever one you want to call it, because this is most probably going to be a very, very expensive DLC, as we are getting a large number of cars. It says in the article that we are getting more than a dozen cars in this update, so you're going to fork out a lot. And not only that, some of them are going to be bennies, so we will get into that a little bit later when we talk about vehicles. But first things first, I'm going to be talking about everything that we know as of right now. Now currently, as of recording this voiceover, it is 9th of August at 1 PM, so if anything comes out at like 2 PM, 3 PM, whatever, UK time, then don't hate me in the comments because I didn't know about it unless I see it when I'm editing. Anyways, just getting straight to it, the yacht is obviously already in the game, and I highly doubt that they're going to add something extra, like they're going to add another yacht. We already have 3 yachts, ranging from 6 million to fucking 10 million. So if they add another one that you have to buy specifically for this DLC, it would sort of be good, because it's kind of then like we're buying a new business, because as of right now, they haven't confirmed any new property in on the land for a business. So I guess that would be kind of good, but again, it would be kind of good if they just upgraded, or you could just buy an upgrade for the yachts that already exist. Now, obviously, if you don't already have a yacht, this is going to cost you quite a bit, especially if you need the most expensive one, which I'm guessing that if this is actually the case, that is how it would be. You would need the most expensive one, as it's the most room. So if you don't have that, you could fork up to $10 million just for that. And also, on top of that, the upgrades that you'd have to put on it, whether that be in the app or actually on the yacht itself, is obviously unknown. Now, if you do actually look in single player when you do one of these heists, you will notice at the back of this yacht, the back of this is open, and you can go in, you can see the engine room and all of that. You can see this area here. By the way, ignore the name of the boat, alright? I'm not creative, alright? My fucking YouTube name was Why Not for a little bit, okay? Leave me alone. But you can see here that there is a clear outline of this panel where it looks like it can just be opened or lifted or something like that. So it would be kind of cool if this did open up, and then under here is where you ran your operation of whatever it may be, whether it be like underwater heists or just high-speed chase on the sea. Who knows what this could actually be. But that is pretty much it for the yacht. Whether there's a new one, we don't know. Whether or not they're going to upgrade the existing one, we don't know. And whether or not they're just going to open the back of this yacht and make us walk in the back of there to the engine room and all that, again, we don't know. We'll have to find out on Tuesday. But now going on for the over more than dozen vehicles that are going to be added to the game. Now, it has been confirmed some of these will be off-road, supercars, F1 cars, and Benny's Motorsports. Now, most probably with the F1 car, they'll most probably come out with one, at maximum 2. So it would then like counterproduct like the 2 existing ones. Now, when you look at the prices of the existing ones, they're 3.5 million. So this is where the high range comes from, because these F1 cars, the new ones, are meant to also perform better than the existing ones. And when something performs better than its past, it's usually more expensive. So you could look anywhere from $3.5 to $4 million most probably, just to get the standard model. Not including upgrades, just the model of the car. Upgrades will come later. Now that's the expensive side. But what's even more expensive, or what could potentially be more expensive, is the Benny's cars. Now, we haven't had a Benny's car in, I believe, about 3 years, if not more. So it's finally good to see that they're adding new cars to the Benny's Motorsport. However, these cars do not come cheap. As you can see, some of the cars on here, just the base model, are like 1.5, 1 million. Some of them, granted, are like 5 grand. But even after you go over and upgrade them, that probably costs you over $1 million just to transform it to a Benny's car. It'll probably cost you anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million plus just to transform the car from a base model to a Benny's model, and then not to mention all the upgrades on top of that. So you could probably look anywhere from spending $5 million all the way up to fucking like $7 million, including upgrades obviously. The base models, I'm guessing if there's going to be a dozen more, so we'll call it about 15. So it says more than a dozen. Now, by the way, this does not mean a dozen vehicles on each website. That would be fucking insane if they did that. But it just means more than a dozen vehicles across all websites. Now, obviously, if they do come up with more than a dozen on each individual website, that would be amazing and cool. But it would probably, you know, just be a bit too much vehicles, and people would just be buying them and selling them just for YouTube videos. Not me. So, going on for these Benny's vehicles, you could probably see anywhere from like 3 to maybe 4 coming to the Benny's website, ranging from the cheap end being about maybe 10 grand, all the way up to maybe being about 1.5 million just to get the base model. So that's where the 5 million to 7 million range just for the Benny's website comes in. Now let's go to the actual supercars, sport cars, and off-road cars. Now these cars can range anywhere from $250,000 being maybe some shitty sports cars or the off-road cars, all the way up to maybe 1.5 to maybe 2 million for the supercars, because obviously the past they have ranged from that distance. Now that is quite a big gap to try and figure out how much these vehicles would cost, and I feel like the supercar, the sport cars, and the off-road cars would probably make up for the majority of the vehicles being added to online, whether that be on the day it comes out or over the course of a couple of weeks, because obviously I've drip feed. So with that in mind, you could probably expect to maybe see 8 to 10 of these more than a dozen vehicles being supercars, sport cars, or off-road cars, and again ranging from $250,000 to maybe 1.5 to even 2 million. So it's kind of hard to put a price on this, so we'd probably just put to buy all of them and then to also put all the upgrades on them. You're probably looking between about 10 million to maybe 12 to 13 million to get all of these cars and fully upgrade them. Now whether that be, you could also upgrade them in the Terabyte or the Avenger or the MOC to get even more upgrades. We obviously don't really know, because they have done that in the past with like the Insurgent pickup. You can upgrade that in the back of your MOC, Avenger, etc. And then you can also then upgrade that to get better weapons on it as well. And we all know that the fucking pickup did not come out with the Avengers or the MOCs or something. So they may do something like that to then get them even more money. Now going on for the final couple of vehicles, we obviously have planes, helicopters, and the Warstock Cash and Carry website. Now, me personally, seeing as this is a summer update, I personally don't really think there's going to be many vehicles on either of these websites. Just simply because, again, it's a summer update, you're not really going to be adding tanks, flying cars, flying bikes to it, are you? But one thing I do think they'll be adding to is the boat website. Now, this website hasn't had an update since the Finance and Family update, or DLC, so it would be kind of a good time to put a boat on here. Now, obviously, with this being summer themed, it would also probably make a lot of sense to add a boat onto here. But again, we don't really know what Rockstar's whole plan is with this, and we don't really know if the whole DLC is going to wrap around the yacht, or if there is actually going to be a business on land that we have not yet discovered. So, in my personal opinion, you're most probably going to be forking out anywhere from 40 to maybe on the maximum 50 million to buy the yacht and fully upgrade it. That includes you not already owning the yacht and having to upgrade it fully. That's where the extra 10 mil comes from. So that's you buying the yacht brand new and upgrading it, buying every single car when it comes out, not on discount, and fully upgrading it as soon as you get it, and any other like little bits of clothing or like any little bits that may be added to the game. But that pretty much does it for today's video. Now, if you do have anything else down below, whether it be something was added to the game or something was announced by Rockstar on their newswire, do let me know down below. However, I will be looking at it personally, so you don't have to spam the comment section if something new does get announced in the Rockstar newswire. But anyways, if you did enjoy this, be sure you do subscribe with notifications on if you haven't done so already, as I will be covering the DLC as soon as it comes out, as this is the last video most probably I will be posting until the DLC comes out. So again, if you're interested, just subscribe down below with the notifications on so you know when I come up with the spending spree. I will not be live streaming because my internet is not good enough, but I will be coming out with a video most probably about 3 hours after the DLC drops, buying absolutely everything in the game. So if you're interested, again, subscribe with notifications on. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you take care.